Today's news. Arrests of opposition and youth activists. No interference in protest action of pro-governmental youth. Visit to Martyrs Lane to commemorate anniversary of genocide. Anti-corruption rally in Sabirabad. Human rights defenders appeal rejected. Conclusion of investigation into youth activists' criminal case. Israeli journalists visit Baku. Today, the Sabail District Court sentenced youth activist Tabriz Gasimov to 5 days of detention. It is unknown what he has been charged with. As Mediaforum reported, there were a number of arrests carried out today and yesterday. Former municipal chief Mehdi Metiev, public chamber members Ibrahim Ahmadzadeh and Yagub Babanlı, Musavat Party youth members Elchin Salimov, Khalid Amanlı, and Rauf Mamadov, the head of the classic Azerbaijan Popular Front Party, Samuk branch Tahir Abdullayev, Azerbaijan Popular Front Party members Ilham Husseinli, Nemat Aliyev, and the advisor to the party head Ali Karamli, Shakir Abishov, and driver Karim Mehdiyev, youth activist Rovshan Nasirli and his brother Vugar Hasanlı were all detained and taken to various police departments. In a search, police also visited the registered address of Musavat member Idris Amir Aslanlı in the Gadabey region, as well as his relatives in Baku Sabuncu district. There is no other information about the other detainees. Similar arrests took place on the eve of the protests scheduled for the 11th and 12th of March. Today, a group of pro-governmental youth activists held a picket before the Azerbaijan Popular Front Party head, Ali Karamli's house. The activists moved from Fuzuli Street to the Heydar Aliyev Palace. Throughout their march, they voiced slogans against Ali Karamli using loudspeakers. There was no police interference with the 20-minute picket. Karamli told Objective TV that it was a disgusting action arranged by authorities.
Public chamber representatives marked the day of genocide of Azerbaijanis with a visit to Martyrs Lane today. In an interview with journalists, Musavat Party leader Isa Gambar said that the international community remains inadequately informed about these events, despite the 93 years that have passed. He alleged that Armenians have assumed the national persona of an oppressed people, despite their responsibility for crimes against humanity. Gambar added that it is this image that has led the world community to misread the occupation of the Azerbaijani territories by Armenians during the 1990s. It is because of this that we have failed to achieve the liberation of Karabakh. Azerbaijan Popular Front Party head Ali Karimli said that Azerbaijan must open an archive center to inform the world about this genocide. According to him, there are detailed documents in the historical archives on the Azerbaijan People's Republic of 1918. Karimli noted that the diaspora should prioritize this issue. The 31st of March is marked annually in Azerbaijan as the Day of Genocide of Azerbaijanis. In 1905 and 1918 and beyond, Armenia committed acts of aggression, and Azerbaijani territory has been occupied by Armenia. Thousands of Azerbaijanis have been killed, hundreds of thousands displaced, and many cultural monuments destroyed. The country has suffered greatly.
A sanctioned rally was held in Sabirabad today. About 300 people, unhappy with the government's anti-flood measures, gathered in Eskerbeli village. The rally also attracted people from the neighboring villages of Gasiambeli, Atkatcha, and Jamalı. The head of the district's executive administration, Haydar Abbasov, also attended. The Sabirabad residents are demanding the elimination of the corruption in the anti-flood measures, a reassessment of the losses, and better aid for the victims. The latter must include the restoration of the farms and infrastructure, construction and repair of housing, and payment for financial compensation. The head of the executive administration reported that the government had decided to take extra measures to mitigate the impact of the floods. He also said that the local executive for Gasimbeyli, Bakahan Anagayev, had been dismissed and brought to responsibility for his illegal actions. The Gasimbeyli residents complained to President Ilham Aliyev about Babakan Anagayev on March 28th. They endorsed the president's anti-corruption measures and asked him to eradicate the corruption in their region.
Today, the Baku Appellate Court heard the appeal by human rights defender, director of the Institute for Peace and Democracy, Leyla Yunus, and political expert Arif Yunus, against the Nasimi District Court's 7th of February decision on their lawsuit against the Baku City Executive Administration. Judge Tofik Samedov presided over the hearing. The Ministry of Communication and Information Technology Yasamal Department is accused of illegally seizing 2 telephones from Yunus's house. Yunus filed a lawsuit against the ministry. Nasimi District Court returned it on the 7th of February on the grounds that it was unclear and inaccurate. Lawyer Fuad Agiev and plaintiff Arif Yunus were present at the hearing, along with a representative for the defendant's side. Agiev filed a motion requesting the court to transfer the case to Nasimi District Court for reconsideration. After deliberation, the judge announced his decision to uphold the original decision. Agiev told Objective TV that his clients would be filing an appeal with the Supreme Court. The investigation into the criminal case launched against the Azerbaijan Popular Front Party youth member Jabar Savalanli for drug possession was concluded today, reported Savalanli's lawyer Anar Gazimov. Jabar Savalanli was arrested on February 5th. He is being charged with drug possession, but it is widely thought that his arrest was politically motivated, linked to his criticism of the government that he posted on social networking sites. Gazimov said that he had protested against such a speedy conclusion of the investigation and deemed it a legal violation. He met yesterday with his client, who did not have any complaints about his health or about the prison conditions. The youth activist's family has not been able to meet with him for several days. Savalanli's mother, Taravat Alieva, told Objective TV that she had waited for hours to meet with her son today, but in the end was not allowed to. I turned to Yükselis Namine reporter Elchin Hasanov for help. When he contacted the relevant bodies to try and find out about when a meeting will be allowed, he was rudely denied any information, said Alieva. Hasanov confirmed that the investigator had insulted him and had used inappropriate language.
Today, March 31st, within the framework of a visit to Azerbaijan, a group of Israeli journalists held a press conference. They are visiting Azerbaijan at the invitation of Mir Sharaf Fatiev, the vice president of Russian-Azerbaijani's Federal National Cultural Autonomy. The delegation includes the editors of Russian-language mass media outlets operating in Israel, as well as political experts. The press tour the Israeli journalists participated in was aimed at increasing their familiarization with Azerbaijan, as well as with the situation of Jews here. The guests visited Red Settlement of Guba, which is densely settled by Jews. Guests also visited the cemetery of victims of the 1918 genocide, Azerbaijan. 82 of the 600 civilians buried in the cemetery are Jews. Political expert Avi Gador Eskin spoke about the Karabakh conflict, including the Khojalı massacre, and said that the assailants must be brought to justice. He expressed his surprise for the non-implementation of the 3 resolutions of the UN Security Council up till now on this conflict, whereas the resolution on Libya was immediately implemented. He accused the international community for double standards and noted that Azerbaijan and Israel are victims of this policy. In an answer to a question about the possibility for easing the visa regime between Azerbaijan and Israel, Globus newspaper editor Leonid Lutsky said that Azerbaijan has not opened a diplomatic delegation in Israel yet. Novosti Nedeli newspaper editor Peter Levskimon said that his visit to Azerbaijan sparked new political ideas and he will share these ideas with governmental representatives.